Update. I'm headed for divorce, but my lawyer has given me the best news ever. Original post. My lawyer gave me the best news. My husband, soon-to-be ex-husband, 39 male, has been cheating on me, 38 female, and he wants her instead of me. I'm probably naive because I didn't see this coming at all. I was researching vacation options for our 10th anniversary next year, and meanwhile, he was running around with another woman. She's either 25 or 27. I can't remember which. I never thought heartbreak like this was real, but he broke my heart. I've known people who have gotten a divorce, and you have to live separately for a year before you can get a divorce. But I wanted to be prepared, so I made an appointment with a lawyer now. It was probably the best thing I've ever done. She told me that in our state, alimony is forbidden if there is adultery. Since my husband cheated, I won't have to pay alimony. I was prepared that I would have to pay out the nose. But I have proof that he cheated, that he gave me himself, so I won't have to pay him. This was the best news I could have gotten. Also, the living separately for a year only applies to no-fault divorces in my state. Since I have proof he cheated, my lawyer went ahead and filed on my behalf based on adultery. Technically, my husband and I still live together. Our lease expires on the 31st, and the countdown on our separation was supposed to start November 1st. I wish I could be there to see his face when 1. He gets served with notice that I filed, and 2. He finds out he won't get alimony because he cheated. He wanted a no-fault divorce, and I know he was counting on getting alimony. It was the best news I could have gotten. I don't even have words for how amazing I feel. Now for the top comments before reading the update. Congratulations! Come back and share his reaction, please. Protect yourself, OP. He will be furious about the consequences of his own behavior. Yeah, get your important things out of the house now and find another place to live before the papers are served. And make sure there is somebody with you when you gather the rest of your things after he is served. Might consider getting a new phone or ensuring that you can't be tracked by yours. She needs to see if the police can be with her and fix it, so he or his lawyer have to communicate only with her lawyer. Then she needs to block him on everything, possibly change her phone number and move where he can't find her. This guy? I'm getting Dateline murder mystery vibes, and I'm afraid for her because he sounds like he could snap and hurt her. Can her lawyer check and make sure he hasn't taken out a life insurance policy on her? As a middle-aged woman who went through divorce a few years ago, I can tell you the pain will pass, and a year from now, you'll realize this. The divorce was the best thing in the world. I hope your future is full of laughter and love and reconnecting with yourself. Take time to grieve, of course, and probably find a good therapist, LOL. But you will be so much better off, and I wish every ounce of happiness and success for you in this next phase of your life. Yes, when I think of my previous marriage, it's foggy like a dream. Bring on your new life chapter, OP. I'm dying for an update, haha. Now for the update 1.5 months later. This is kind of anticlimactic, but there were some comments on my original post asking me to update what happened after my husband was served with the divorce papers. I also wanted to thank everyone for the kind comments they left. Even though I had gotten good news from my lawyer, this has still been the most horrible time of my life, and all the encouragement did help. My soon-to-be ex-husband was predictably not happy when he was served and found out I had filed for divorce. He was under the impression that we had to be separated for a year first. I just told him to talk to a lawyer. We both moved out of our condo during the last week in October when the lease ended, and we live separately now. A few days after he was served, and I told him to talk to a lawyer and leave me alone, my husband told me he has changed his mind and asked if we could work things out. I said no freaking way and told him to have his lawyer talk to my lawyer because I'm done talking to him. He was upset and almost in tears when I said I wouldn't reconsider. It's been a month and I have not seen or spoken to him. He hasn't tried talking to me again. Our lawyers are doing all the communicating. He may have been upset, but he broke my heart first, and even the good news from my lawyer hasn't erased how broken I feel. Added to add, I'm turning off my messages so people will stop DMing me and calling me two-faced, or other names, for being disappointed that he hasn't contacted me again. I'm actually happy he hasn't, because I want nothing to do with him ever again. I'm the opposite of disappointed. This is the most short and sweet fafo I've seen in this sub in a while. Love that for her. Seriously, instant karma hit him like a truck. She walked away glowing, and he's left holding the bill. Beautiful stuff. Fafo at its finest. I love how he changed his mind and expected that to change anything about the situation. Cheaters tend to have a very selfish mindset. They can't fathom their partner being a person capable of emotion or thought, just a backdrop to their own lives. It's why they always crash out when you start screwing their lives over with stupid things like divorce, or publicly shaming them, or getting upset at their infidelity. I know it's expensive, but never DIY family law. Yep, find a capable lawyer and pay them on time. The joke that got me through my divorce goes like this. Question: why is divorce so expensive? Answer: because it's worth it. Had a longtime friend going through a messy divorce and having his pathetic paycheck garnished for child support while legally separated. He kept telling me he couldn't afford an attorney, despite my repeatedly telling him to get one. I finally went off on him, calling him the biggest idiot in the world, who had voluntarily entered indentured servant status to the woman he hates most, because he's so sure he's right and I'm wrong, that he won't even pick up the damn phone, call a lawyer for a free consult, and verify that he can't afford one. That got him to call a lawyer just to spite me. He was shocked when the lawyer told him he was getting screwed and that she would defer her fee until he could better afford it. Next story. Ex-girlfriend from a year ago reached out saying she's done with dating and ready to settle down. I, 32 male, very briefly dated a 28-year-old woman a year ago. Our first encounter was electric, with lots of chemistry, I thought. I told her my plans about wanting to be serious, get married and have children. I already have one daughter and she had 2 children from her previous marriage. After a short time of us dating, she cut it off due to claiming that she didn't want any more kids and I wanted more. Fast forward to the night, a year later, she calls me out of the blue, saying she's been thinking about me for the last 6 months and would like for us to try again. Here's where it gets interesting. She's had another child with a man from, apparently, a one-night stand. She explained to me the details of the situation and that it was a complete surprise and unintentional, and that the father has chosen not to be in her child's life. Furthermore, she can't stop thinking about me and how she's now close to 30 and ready to settle down, and that she's tired of men saying they're serious when they aren't. So, in summary, she's now got 3 children by 2 men, done with dating and ready to settle down. Run. Run faster. Don't stop running. My apologies for not including this all. I have no intention of getting back with her at all. I am by no means a white knight lacking of self-respect, LOL. Her position didn't change with you. Her circumstances changed due to being with another man. Definitely do not engage back into this relationship. She is now looking for a meal ticket because she ended up with another kid. Hard disagree. The reasons why she's rethinking things has maybe changed, but that doesn't mean the emotion or feeling driving it isn't genuine. She moved on a year ago, a whole year. You can't seriously think all of a sudden she has a kid and she thinks, oh, how I miss OP so much. You have to be kidding me, LOL. Maybe in a rare case it might be true for a guy because guys are hopeless like that. But a woman who has rejected you a year back, despite knowing that you're the catch, and then talks about how she wants to get back with you because there is another child in the fray, and the child's bio dad shirked all responsibilities like all the douches she always wanted but not OP? Nope, she is searching for an ATM, not a man. Next story. My girlfriend admitted she has slept with someone hours before agreeing to be exclusive. I, 26 male, can't tell if I'm overreacting. What's the move here? My girlfriend of 2 years, 25 female, and I, 26 male, were recently having one of those drunk tell me something shocking conversations. Everything was lighthearted until she dropped something that completely rewrote the origin story of how we became a couple. Something I've always held as a romantic and somewhat dramatic beginning. A little over a month into dating, I told her I wanted to be exclusive. Up to that point, everything between us, her behavior, our connection, the way she talked about us, made me feel like she was on the same page. But during that conversation, she suddenly got overwhelmed, said she needed to leave, and basically walked out. I was confused and pretty upset. I went home thinking maybe that was it. A few hours later, she called, said she wanted to talk, and drove to my place. That night, outside my apartment, in the rain, she told me she did want to be in a committed relationship and that she had just needed time to meditate and collect her thoughts. I took it as a cinematic beginning to our relationship. That entire story changed during our recent drunk conversation. She told me that she didn't go home to reflect. She left to go have sex with a dude. Apparently, she met this guy at a party the week we first started going out. They hooked up, and the sex was apparently good enough that she had been hitting him up every few days after. My girlfriend is usually pretty blunt, but this one hurt to hear, especially in context. According to her, when I brought up exclusivity, she suddenly realized that if she agreed on the spot, she wouldn't be able to sleep with him anymore without it being cheating. So she got up, left without an explanation, went to his place, and they had sex for a few hours to get it out of her system. Afterward, she drove straight to my place to officially start our relationship. She says this wasn't cheating because, technically speaking, we weren't exclusive yet. She also said she never felt guilty about it, but didn't say anything until now because she didn't want to ruin the mythology I'd built around our relationship origin story. A story that I loved bringing up whenever people ask us how we met. I honestly feel completely blindsided. Even if this wasn't cheating in the strictest technical sense, it feels like a massive betrayal. It was the fact that she effectively scheduled one last hookup before agreeing to be with me. It makes the beginning of our relationship feel tainted, and it makes me question how she views commitment and honesty. That's brutal. The fact is that the sex was so superior that she needed to squeeze one last session in. I'd bail. We hadn't had sex at that point, so I don't think there was a comparison taking place on sex quality then. But yeah, I have had some insecurity thinking about how good it must have been to hit him up in that moment. Honestly, haven't wanted to probe her on that point, but rather not know if that was what brought her back to him. You hadn't even had sex. You were dating for a month, or you just kept her company between her sex sessions with another bloke? She is not girlfriend material. Oof. At first I thought it was just poor timing on your part. Like you guys weren't exclusive, she was seeing other people, and you just unknowingly asked her to go exclusive after she had sex with someone else. And I usually err on the side of, well, you weren't exclusive, so you shouldn't be too hung up on it. But she left and went to go have sex with him one last time? Cheating or not, that's kind of messed up. A guy asked her to be exclusive, whom she wanted to be exclusive with apparently, and her first thought was, let me go bang that other guy one more time? That paints a horrible picture of her if you ask me. And on top of that, she doesn't find what she did weird at all. Like she'd be perfectly fine if you had slept with someone else in that time when she went off to go bang someone else? I'd be tempted to ask her that to see her reaction. I don't blame you for this knowledge changing how you see her. I think I'd be in the same spot as you. I was expecting the first scenario as well. The second is so much worse. He should obviously break up with her. Letter versus spirit of the law. She said hold that thought to bang a guy, then just as quickly agreed to be exclusive. It's tantamount to cheating, even if it's not hyper-technically so. This is not someone you want to stay seriously committed to. I once had an ex that told me when she was 14 that there was nothing wrong with being with a 40-year-old man. She was 39 at the time. I believe my response was, next year you will be 40. How many minors do you plan to sleep with next year? You could literally see the gears in her head turning. Last story. Found deleted messages from my boyfriend, and now I'm sick to my stomach. I don't know what to do. I, 26 female, have been with my boyfriend, 24 male, since July. Yes, we moved in together fast, just this past month. He was living with his sister who was getting evicted, and I didn't want him to end up with random roommates. I also wanted to move out of my grandma's house. It all felt right at the time. This man has treated me better than anyone I've ever dated. He literally worships the ground I walk on. He helps with the house, takes care of me mentally and physically, respects me, or so I thought, and has been the safest relationship I've had. I'm dating to marry. I want a family. I've only ever dated older men before, so being with someone younger was new for me, but he stepped up in every way. Well, this morning I had a nightmare that he wanted an open relationship. My worst fear. I brushed it off as just a dream. But tonight I had his phone. He knows my password and I know his. And for the first time ever, I checked his deleted messages. And I found horrible ones from December 2nd when I was at work and he got drunk. My heart sank. I feel nauseous. He didn't physically cheat, but the words he sent hurt just as much. We share a home, a bed. I cook for him. All of it feels tainted now. I confronted him immediately. He threw up and started crying, saying he made a horrible mistake, that he was drunk and not thinking. He got on his hands and knees begging for forgiveness. Both our families love us together. He has never done anything like this before. There has never been another red flag. I'm so hurt I can barely think straight. I love him deeply and part of me wants to give him another chance. But another part of me keeps asking, how can someone who claims to love me so much be this disloyal, even with words? Both our families love us together. Irrelevant. It's your life. He has never done anything like this before. That you know. I love him deeply, and part of me wants to give him another chance, but another part of me keeps asking, how can someone who claims to love me so much be this disloyal, even with words? You love a certain version of him, which might have been but isn't anymore. You've been together for less than 5 months, and he's already writing awful things to another woman. You've had some great times together, but you read that he would have preferred to spend them with someone else, and you want to give him another chance? Nobody loves you harder or sooner than a man about to have no place to live, LOL. He literally worships the ground I walk on. No, he doesn't. His betrayal proved that he doesn't, or that it's all an act to keep you in a safe space while he sleeps around. You found the proof. It's obvious that he's not dating for a family and still has oats to plow. If you stay, he will stray, again. It's a guarantee. Anybody that literally threw up when caught cheating is so far beyond performative I can't even. You're telling me he's so horrified, he's physically throwing up and on his knees begging, when a week and a half ago he was trying to cheat. Get out of here.